Top 10 Superfoods to Lower Blood. Lipids and prevent heart attacks and stroke. What's the first thing that comes to mind when you think about lowering high cholesterol? For many, it's likely eat more apples. After all, an apple a day keeps the doctor away is practically ingrained in our minds. But you might be surprised to learn that when nutrition experts put together a definitive list of the best cholesterol-lowering foods, apples barely crack the top 10. Even the kiwi, often touted for its vitamin C, ranks only in the middle. So, which foods are so potent that they dominate the list of cholesterol-lowering champions? And what food sits on top as the ultimate cholesterol-lowering powerhouse? Actually, the number one food is not only incredibly effective, but it's also budget-friendly. It might even be sitting in your kitchen right now. Before we get into the specifics, if you truly care about your health and the health of your family, please hit the subscribe button below and turn on notifications. This way, you won't miss out on more practical health information in the future. Here, we only reveal the health truths that the mainstream media rarely tells you. If you like what we share, please leave a comment below. Your support is the motivation for us to keep creating quality content. Alright, let's dive into today's topic, the top 10 cholesterol-lowering foods. But before we reveal the list, we need to take a few minutes to completely understand the core problem. What exactly is high cholesterol, and how does it wreak havoc in our bodies? In simple terms, cholesterol is the fat flowing through your blood. It mainly includes two components, LDL low-density lipoprotein, or bad cholesterol, and HDL high-density lipoprotein, or good cholesterol. LDL cholesterol is like a crew of reckless garbage collectors who carelessly dump greasy trash along the inner walls of our blood vessels. HDL cholesterol, on the other hand, acts like diligent street cleaners. Their main job is to clean up the garbage and transport it back to the liver for processing. Then there are triglycerides, which you can think of as drops of oil flowing in the blood. If there are too many of them, the blood becomes viscous and doesn't flow properly. Therefore, when there's too much LDL cholesterol, or too many triglycerides in the blood exceeding normal ranges, we call it high cholesterol. So how does it rise? Imagine your entire circulatory system as the network of water pipes in your home. The blood is the water flowing through it. If you constantly pour large amounts of grease-sugary foods and other oily substances into this pipe system through your diet over time, these greasy substances will slowly stick to the inner walls of the pipes, forming thick, hard yellow deposits. These deposits are what we call atherosclerotic plaques. They make your blood vessels narrower, harder, and more brittle. If these plaques rupture and break off, forming a blood clot that completely blocks a blood vessel, the consequences can be catastrophic. If it blocks a blood vessel in the heart, it's a heart attack. If it blocks a blood vessel in the brain, it's a stroke. These are severe consequences that can be fatal in a short period. The most dangerous aspect of high cholesterol is that it's a silent killer. In the early and middle stages, it rarely produces any noticeable symptoms. It's like a water pipe that's half blocked. You might not even notice a slight decrease in water flow when you turn on the faucet. But once it's completely blocked and not a single drop of water comes out, it's too late. Therefore, before we start learning how to lower cholesterol, we must first dispel a few widely circulated harmful misconceptions. Misconception 1. Only overweight and middle-aged people get high cholesterol. This is a complete lie. High cholesterol doesn't discriminate against age or body type. A young person who is thin but drinks soda, eats desserts, and lives on fried chicken can have more greasy buildup in their blood vessels than an elderly person who eats a healthy diet and exercises regularly. So, don't assume you're safe just because you're young or have a normal weight. Misconception number 2. As long as I don't eat meat or oily foods, my cholesterol will be fine. This thinking is extreme and potentially harmful. Our bodies, especially our brains and cells, need healthy fats to function properly. Completely avoiding fat is not advisable. More importantly, many people don't realize that the main culprits behind high cholesterol aren't just obvious sources like fatty meats and fried foods. The large amounts of refined grains and sugars we consume, especially fructose in sugary drinks, are also efficiently converted into triglycerides in the liver, raising cholesterol levels. So even if you eat vegetarian every day, your cholesterol can still be elevated if you consume a lot of sugary and refined foods. Misconception number 3. I don't have any symptoms, so I don't need to worry about my cholesterol. This is the most dangerous and misleading idea. I repeat, high cholesterol is a silent killer. Its defining characteristic is that it doesn't cause any pain or discomfort. It quietly and steadily damages your vascular health year after year. By the time you experience symptoms like chest tightness, dizziness, or palpitations, it often means complications have already arisen, and the blockage in your blood vessels is already severe. Therefore, for adults, regular checkups are the only way to detect potential problems early and give you advance warning. Now that we've covered the basics, let's look at how lifestyle affects cholesterol. It's fair to say that your lifestyle habits directly influence your cholesterol levels. Diet is the #1 factor affecting cholesterol. A large intake of saturated fats and trans fats found in fatty meats, buttercream cakes, and fried foods will cause your bad cholesterol to skyrocket. Conversely, unsaturated fatty acids found in fish oil, olive oil, and nuts can help lower bad cholesterol. Foods rich in dietary fiber, such as whole grains, vegetables, and legumes, act like a little brush in your gut, helping to reduce fat absorption and sweep excess cholesterol out of your system. Regular exercise is a natural regulator of cholesterol. Exercise, especially aerobic activities like brisk walking, jogging, and swimming, can effectively lower triglycerides and increase good cholesterol levels. You can imagine exercise as turning on a high-pressure cleaning mode for your blood vessels, helping the blood flow more smoothly and preventing the buildup of oily deposits. In addition, smoking directly damages the inner lining of blood vessels and accelerates atherosclerosis. Excessive alcohol consumption significantly raises triglycerides, so controlling your diet, exercising, quitting, smoking, limiting alcohol, maintaining a good mood, and getting enough sleep, following these habits can contribute to a much healthier cholesterol level. Of course, of all these methods, dietary regulation is the main battle. So, which foods are the most effective weapons in our fight against high cholesterol? Now let's get into the heavy-hitting section that you've been waiting for. The top 10 cholesterol-lowering foods. 10. Green tea. Many people drink a cup of tea after meals to reduce the feeling of greasiness, and it's not just a psychological effect, it does have a scientific basis. The core component of tea is a substance called polyphenols, especially catechins. Catechins are a powerful antioxidant, a vascular scavenger. Multiple studies have shown that consistent long-term consumption of green tea helps lower LDL cholesterol levels while increasing HDL cholesterol. Think of it as a patrol team. It can't immediately remove the large amounts of fat you just consumed, but it can effectively prevent these oils from settling in your blood vessels, providing long-term maintenance and prevention. How to eat effectively. It is recommended to drink it between meals or 1 hour after meals. 2 to 3 cups of light green tea a day is a good choice. The key is not to add sugar, otherwise the benefits will be offset. Also avoid drinking strong tea on an empty stomach or before bed to avoid irritating the stomach or affecting sleep. Remember, the cholesterol-lowering effect of tea is slow. The key is persistence. Turning it into a healthy lifestyle habit will gradually manifest its effects. Number 9. Garlic is not just a seasoning superstar in the kitchen, but also a powerful cholesterol-lowering agent. Its unique weapon is a sulfur-containing compound called allicin. Allicin directly reduces cholesterol production by inhibiting an enzyme in the liver that's critical for producing cholesterol. In addition, garlic helps lower blood viscosity and prevents excessive platelet aggregation, which is very beneficial for preventing blood clots. How to eat effectively. Allicin is most active in raw garlic and needs to be produced by cutting or crushing the garlic and letting it sit in the air for 10-15 minutes. So it is best to eat it raw after crushing it. If you cannot stand the spicy taste, you can chop it up and use it in cold dishes or make a garlic sauce. Putting more minced garlic in stir-fries is also beneficial, although high temperatures destroy some of the active ingredients. Aim for 1 to 2 cloves a day. Number 8. Eggplant and okra. Purple eggplant is an underestimated cholesterol-lowering powerhouse on the dinner table. It is rich in dietary fiber and pectin, which act like a highly absorbent sponge in the intestines. It can strongly absorb cholesterol and fat in the intestines, prevent them from being absorbed by the body, and eventually wrap them up and excrete them in the feces. Okra has a similar effect. Its slimy juice is also rich in pectin and mucopolysaccharides, which are also the supreme barriers to blocking cholesterol absorption. How to eat effectively. The cooking method is critical and must be remembered. Because eggplant itself absorbs a lot of oil, if you fry it in oil or braise it in a lot of oil, the sponge will first become saturated with oil, turning it into a fat reservoir, which may cause you to consume more fat and be counterproductive. The best way is to choose a low-oil cooking method, such as steaming grilling or cold salads. Classic garlic steamed eggplant is a delicious and healthy example. Chapter 7. Olive oil revered as liquid gold. Olive oil is the cornerstone of the renowned Mediterranean diet and one of the secrets to the heart health of those who live there. Unlike animal fats like butter, which are high in saturated fat, olive oil is rich in monounsaturated fatty acids. This type of quality fat has been proven to precisely lower bad cholesterol while raising good cholesterol. It acts like a lubricant and maintenance oil for blood vessels nourishing your body while helping you maintain a healthy cholesterol balance. How to eat effectively. The simplest way is to replace your usual cooking oil with it, especially for cold dishes, which can maximize its nutritional value. When purchasing, choose extra virgin olive oil, as it is the most nutritious. It is a healthy choice to use it to mix salads, drizzle it on cooked noodles, or use it for low-temperature stir-frying. Also, even if it is good oil, it must be used in moderation. For 6. Avocado. Many people think avocados will make them fat because they are oily, but the opposite is true. The oil in avocados, like olive oil, is mainly unsaturated fatty acids. It is a classic example of using fat to lower fat, using quality vegetable fat to drive out and replace the bad animal fats in the blood. A study published in the Journal of the American Heart Association found that eating 1 avocado a day consistently can significantly reduce LDL cholesterol levels. How to eat effectively. Avocados have a delicate taste and a light flavor. You can slice it and add it to a whole wheat sandwich, or mash it and use it instead of mayonnaise and butter. You can also mix it with milk or yogurt into a smoothie. Be aware that avocados are high in calories. A medium-sized avocado has about 200 plus calories, so half to 1 is enough. Excessive consumption of even the best fat may turn into excess fat. Number 5. Kiwi. This fuzzy little guy is a cholesterol-lowering star in the fruit world. Its advantages are twofold. First, it contains extremely rich vitamin C, far exceeding oranges. Sufficient vitamin C helps reduce cholesterol oxidation and protects the elasticity and health of blood vessels. Second, it is also high in dietary fiber and pectin, which can help reduce intestinal fat absorption. Studies have shown that patients with high cholesterol who ate 2 kiwis every day for 8 weeks had significantly higher good cholesterol levels and lower triglyceride levels, resulting in a healthier cholesterol ratio. How to eat effectively. The easiest way is to cut it in half and eat it with a spoon. It is fresh and convenient. If you find the filter is too sour, you can choose a yellow heart kiwi with a higher sweetness. It is also a good choice to cut it into pieces and add it to yogurt or make a fruit salad. For 4. Nuts. Walnuts, almonds, cashews, and pistachios are beneficial to the heart and blood vessels. They contain unsaturated fatty acids, plant sterols that block cholesterol absorption, dietary fiber, vitamin E, and other heart-healthy ingredients. Multiple large-scale combined analysis studies have confirmed that eating a small handful of nuts every day can effectively lower bad cholesterol levels by about 7%. Even though nuts are high in oil, most of it is oil that is beneficial to the cardiovascular system. How to eat effectively. A small handful a day, about 25-30 grams, can have a good protective effect. This amount is about as much as you can hold lightly in your palm. It can be used as a snack between meals or sprinkled on yogurt or oatmeal. The key is to choose unsalted and sugar-free nuts to avoid consuming extra sodium and calories. Mixing different types of nuts, such as walnuts, almonds, and pistachios, will provide more comprehensive nutrition. The effect will be better. 3. Legumes. One who has beans has health. Various beans, such as red beans, green beans, black beans, and chickpeas, are rich in a substance called soluble fiber, which is a sponge that absorbs cholesterol. They are also rich in quality plant protein and contain virtually no cholesterol. It is important to note soybeans and soy products such as tofu and soy milk. Soy protein itself has been recognized by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration (FDA) as having the potential to reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease. How to eat effectively. It is recommended to include legumes or soy products in your diet every day. A cup of unsweetened soy milk for breakfast, tofu, or dried bean curd for lunch or dinner, or adding a handful of mixed beans when cooking rice are all excellent habits. When you want to eat snacks, baked soybeans are 100 times healthier than potato chips and biscuits. Some people are prone to bloating when eating beans. This is a normal phenomenon. It can be avoided by soaking the beans thoroughly in advance and cooking them until soft and gradually adapting the intestines and stomach by starting with a small amount. 2. Fatty fish. Fatty fish such as salmon, sardines, tuna, and herring are highly regarded in the nutrition world. The omega-3 polyunsaturated fatty acids they contain are the ultimate weapon for lowering triglyceride levels. It can significantly reduce blood viscosity, making it less prone to coagulation, while also slightly reducing bad cholesterol and increasing good cholesterol. You can imagine omega-3 as a special cleaning fleet responsible for salvaging excess oily garbage in the blood and maintaining the order of blood vessels. How to eat effectively. Authoritative organizations, such as the American Heart Association, generally recommend eating fish rich in omega-3s at least 2 to 3 times a week, with each serving being about the size of your palm. In terms of cooking methods, steaming, braising, or grilling preserves its beneficial fats better than frying. People who are not convenient to eat fish can consider fish oil capsules as a supplement. However, the most natural and ideal way is always to obtain it by eating fish directly. 1. Oatmeal. Finally, we come to the moment of the champion, the ultimate choice. The real champion is oatmeal. The reason why oatmeal is so popular is its unique weapon, a soluble fiber called beta-glucan. When this fiber encounters water in our intestines, it forms a very viscous gel-like substance, like an invisible little brush or a powerful adhesive that can powerfully absorb and sweep away cholesterol and bile acids, and ultimately wrap them up and carry them out of the body. Its method of action is very direct, and its effect has been verified by many scientific experiments. Eating 3 grams or more of beta-glucan per day, which is equivalent to a small bowl of thick oatmeal porridge for several weeks, can see a significant decrease in bad cholesterol levels. The decrease can be as high as 5% to 10%. How to eat effectively. Eating a bowl of oatmeal porridge for breakfast is the best and most classic choice. Here's the key point. Choose whole grain oatmeal or traditional rolled oats that need to be cooked, as their fiber content and cholesterol-lowering effects are far superior to those instant oatmeal that have been deeply processed and can be prepared with hot water. You can add fruit and nuts to add flavor, but be wary of oatmeal bars or oatmeal cookies that have been pre-added with a lot of sugar, vegetable fat, and flavorings. Okay, that's all top 10 cholesterol foods for today. Now, let's return to the question that we talked about in the beginning. Why the apple is not on this list? Apple also contains pectin and fiber, but compared to the oatmeal, the amount of pectin and fiber are less than oatmeal. Let's improve our health by starting to choose those good foods for our body from now on. Eat delicious food, but also improve our health at the same time. From now on, let's pick the right food as our weapon. Beat the enemy, which is high cholesterol. Let our blood vessel become the clean highway without any obstacle, so it could bring us to the more healthy and energetic future. If you think this video helps you, please like this video and share to the others that you care. If you want to know more about the scientific and useful videos that could improve your health, please subscribe our channel. Please share your thoughts in the comment. See you in the next video.